Okay, here we are at TJ Collectibles in the finals of the tournament. The April Challenge started with 45 players. Now we're at 2. Everyone else has been eliminated, either in the Swiss or in the top 8. These two fine gentlemen, both of which I just met today, they are playing for the right to come to TJ's next January for an invite-only $5,000 tournament. Only 32 people in this tournament, which is kind of crazy that a 32-person tournament can have a $5,000 prize pool, but they can. The winner will get an automatic invitation. They won't get the buy. Only people who win the Titanium Plus tournament get the buy. So, guys, if you want that, you got to come to the big event in Worcester at the DCU Center. But anyways, enough of that. Enough promotion. We're underway. Dan Paine fetches Basic Mountain. He knows his life total is actually relevant in this matchup. The Elf Army, that 2 life might be the difference between life and death. So Basic Mountain. Goblin Guide would be the nut draw here. Let's see if he has it. Yup, there's the GG. Flips an LE. Gets in for 2. 18 to 20. There you see these boys updating their life total. Mostly so I don't have to do it. For clarity at home. 1918. Blooming Marsh. Into Lana War Elf. The one that we knew about. Dandros. Another fetch. That's going to go get another Basic Mountain. I like it already, Dan. I like it already, man. No unnecessary Sacred Foundrying. Good. Too many burn players think their life total doesn't matter. It does. It really does. Not every game, of course. Not every game. But it does matter. So Searing Blaze takes out the Lana War Elf. Goblin Guide cracks in. Taylor Pratt taking a bunch of damage. He's going to go to 13 on turn before he even has a second land into play. So 13-18. Guiltleaf, Nettle, Mystic. He's basically telling Dan Paine, if you want to deal me any more damage this game, it's going to have to be with instants, because I'm making blockers. Swift Spear. Lightning Bolt will be pretty good right about now. Triggering Prowess, killing Nettle, getting in for 4. Let's see if he has that. I do see Lava Spike. Edgeland gets cracked. This will have to deal him 3. Because he only has 2 Basic Mountains in the deck. I respect how long he waited on to getting Sacred Foundry, but now he has no choice in the matter. You saw Dan Paine earlier today. He got just destroyed by Kevin Liu. Like, just wrecked. 7 ways from Sunday, just destroyed. His life was ruined by the Obstinate Balos and Coursers. Like, I think his opponent won at 21 life. So he's got to be pretty happy that he's facing off against Dallas, because he gets to Searing Blaze. Deal 3, down to 10. Attack for 4. Reveals Archdruid. Threatening to put him to 6 life. 6 life. 2 Searing Blazes. Pretty good. Good stuff. Taylor draws. Let's see what he's got. Pendlehaven. Ooh, Pendlehaven. Very good right now. all Dan needs. A couple lightning bolts, a few combinations of cards to win. Taylor Pratt counting, trying to figure out, is there any way that he can stay in this game one? Taylor Pratt, the 8 seed, versus Dan Paine, the 7 seed. Dan, as the 7 seed, actually got to go first in this matchup, and it looks like that's going to make all the difference here. And it does. And it does. The spike and the helix. So Dan Paine, 1 game away from getting the invite to the Titanium Finals next January. Taylor Pratt needs to win 2 without dropping 1. Backs up against the wall. But for a man who top-8'd at 4-2, I think he's all right with any result here. So we go to the sideboard. Here they are in my hand. You hear him. Dan Paine. We'll start with the obvious. Dan Paine. There's not much. Spoiler alert, there's not much. Maybe a couple of Tarkus Command if he really wants 2 mana spells on the draw, which I don't think he does. Destructive Reverie, not really going to have a target here. Deflecting Palm, really? I mean, Taylor's biggest threat is either Shaman of the Pack, which is life loss, Izuri, which makes all creatures huge, Archdruid, which makes all creatures bigger. The card just doesn't do enough. Relic doesn't do anything. Path to Exile, I mean, I guess you bring him in to kill Izuri. You do, but, like, it's definitely not good. It's not what he wants to be doing. Whatever happens, he does not want to be in a spot where his opponent's at 1, 2, or 3 life, and the card he sided out for, he draws Path, which doesn't deal 3, and the card he sided out is in his board, sitting there. The Skullcrack, that would be lethal. He doesn't want that to happen. So he might just not change a single card. I mean, I would probably board at least 1 or 2 paths, but he's not sure about that one. Taylor, though, who's down a game, has a lot to board in. He has stuff like Aethersworn Canonist, which, on its surface doesn't do a lot, but if it had been in play that game, Dan wouldn't have been able to spike Helix on the same turn. Still would have been the same result. But against Riftbolt, it can do something. Spellskite, which is a house, number 2 in the board. No easy way to get blue mana. He has like a few corner case blue manas in his deck, I think, but no easy way. That'll still come in. Rex Sage, a way to kill Eidolon. Scavenging Ooze, of course, gonna be good. Selfless Spirit, probably not. But Burnt and Forge Tender, definitely. So Taylor has a lot. He's got the Forge Tender, he's got the Skite, he's got the Canonist, the Rex Sages, the Ooze, maybe a Fracturing Gust if he wants to go real spicy. I don't think he does, but he could. Through powers of prognostication, if he thinks that Dan's going to have a double Eidolon draw, he could do that. So both players keeping the same general strategy after board. I expect Taylor this game to be very competitive on the play. Searing Blazes are a lot less impressive when your opponent has 4 creatures instead of 1. Here we go. On the play is Taylor Pratt. with his army of elves. Let's see if he gets a keeper. Looks like both players are keeping. Guiltleaf into Elf is matched by Vantage into Lava Spike. I'd rather be on the Elf side of things. Guiltleaf, Heritage. Skite, Heritage. This is a pretty good draw from Taylor. Spellskite will cost him 2 every time, but this turns off any Searing Blazes, which is huge. That means that he gets his feet under him, unlike last game where every elf he played died basically to a Searing Blaze. Path has to target Spellskite, cannot target the Azuri that will eventually come out. Great draw here from Taylor. And on the play, this is what you expect. You expect a good draw. You expect a draw that can outpace Dan, can make more mana and deploy more threats than Dan can handle. It's on the draw where things become tricky. In a potential game 3 where things become tricky. So now Dan's in a bit of a pickle. He has a handful of burn, but some of it's got to target Spellskite. At least 2 burn spells have to go at the Skite. Did Dan bring in Destructive Revelry? Maybe. The mountain he fetched says probably not, but you never know. That would be pretty good against Spellskite. Riftbolt. Suspense. Taylor, or T-Money, as his friends like to call him, ponders his options, counts his mana, like he'd count dollar bills. Can he combo this turn with Nettle Sentinel Heritage Druid? What is the most power he can get into play? He decides it's going to start with a Windswept Heath. Fetching basic forest. And there's Big Daddy. King Elf. The renegade leader himself. Izuri. Now, Izuri isn't quite Eladamri as far as elf lore goes. But he stands pretty tall in his own right. Path. Dan did bring him in. And boy, he looks pretty smart now. Because I thought he shouldn't really bring too many in. But that's key at this point. Riftbolt goes to the dome. Dan's playing for keeps. He could kill Azuri right here, but chooses to go to the dome. Wow, that's bold, because Taylor is representing a lot of damage next turn. If he had a land, he's representing 13 damage. with just his elves. Dan's Riftbolt statement, because that is a statement, Riftbolt targeting Taylor, he's basically saying that he can kill him in one attack, or rather one untap. He can deal 13 in one untap, because with nothing else, Taylor could kill in 2 attacks. Simple math. So let's see what Dan has. Dan Paine, 13 life points away from earning a trip to the Titanium Finals next January. Okay. Dan thinks better of his plan because he needs to kill Edizuri. Let's be honest here. He can't deal 13 in one untap. It would have to be the perfect combination of cards, and he decides he has to kill Izuri. Smart move. Smart move. Izuri represents a huge clock. He basically took Taylor from 13 power to 2. Well worth the Lightning Helix. So here's a Scoos. Immediately remove something to play around je ne sais quoi, sudden shock perhaps. Dan, Drew Bloodstainmeyer, considering the options, looks like he has a Searing Blaze. That's pretty good. That targets Scavenging Ooze. Ooh, Cord for 1 on Respondar. Let's see what he gets for 1 mana. He clearly has something in mind. He did that really quickly. Forge Tender, very nice. Very nice from Taylor. Tight play. Gets his 1 of. Prevents all damage from Searing Blaze, not just the 3 to the Ooze, but also the 3 to him. Conveniently also, you have to note, puts another creature in the graveyard for Scoos to get out of range of any potential lightning bolts. Key point. Taylor smartly does not use the Scavenging Ooze. A, it would cost him a life point. B, it would open up his Scoos to a bolt. Taylor draws a card. Now, wow. Eats the Forge Tender. Opens it up to the Bolt. I'm a little surprised he didn't wait, but must have gotten some sort of read that it was out of range. Or, excuse me, that he didn't have it, that Dan did not have the Bolt. Now is out of range of Lightning Bolt. So here's the pump. The attack and the pump. Post-combat, Elvish Mystic. Dan has to deal 15 points before Taylor can just turn his creature sideways a couple times. Can he do it? I don't know. It'd have to be a lot of Boros Charms, wouldn't it? Boros Charm, of course, represents the most damage that a burn spell can do at 4. In this deck, at least. So here's the attack. Life total gets changed. He's at 7 now. 1 attack away. But as much as it seems like Taylor's about to win, he's not out of the woods. Dan for sure has a flurry of burn coming at the end of turn. It just doesn't seem like it's going to be enough. You'd have to have perfect into perfect. You have to have like Boros Charm Lightning Bolt into Boros Charm. So Lightning Helix, EOT, helps. 10 to 12 now. Taylor Pratt out of gas. Says go. Does Dan. Taylor draws. Elvish Archdruid would end it. Azuri, I don't think ends it. I don't think there's enough mana that can be made to overrun. I could be wrong. I don't have my calculator on me. But I think Dan Paine will get another untap. Let's see. Can Taylor Pratt come up with 10 damage from these elves? I don't know. It seems hard. Yep, he can't. He decides to just put Dan on the 2-turn clock. He says, okay, I'll be a little conservative. I'll hold Ooze up. I'll hold Azuri Regeneration up. I'll hold 2 creatures back in case of haste. This should be the second to last attack of the game here. It will take one more no matter what to kill Dan. Dan must burn his opponent out with this next move. Can he do it? Two mana. Here comes the blaze. Searing Blaze. Target Scavenging Ooze. Interesting. I probably would have hit the Azuri. I don't know that it really matters. Four to 9. Dan, can you bolt? Can you bolt? Can you Boros Charm bolt? Dan goes to 2. Wow, he has 9 points of burn. Exactly lethal. Holy moly. Dan Paine needed to draw an untapped land or a lightning bolt. And he did it. And he points out why he targeted Scavenging Ooze, which is heads up play from him, because otherwise the ooze has the ability to eat the creature that he kills. Heads up play. Very smart. props to Dan Paine. He played that very well. Gets through the Forge Tender. Gets through the Scavenging Ooze on the draw. All of this on the draw. You can't understate that. On the draw versus an elf deck, winning with Lava Spike. Turn 1 Lava Spike you, and you win is pretty impressive. So major props to Dan Paine. He wins the tournament. He 2-0s Taylor Pratt from the 7th seed. Good job, Dan. Good job, Taylor, too. I mean, Taylor fought his heart out. He played that very well. Did as much as he could, got his opponent 4. But in the end, Dan Paine wins the tournament, wins Tom Shea's money, $400. Qualifies for the Titanium Finals next January. And he does it in style. Dealing exactly lethal to his elf opponent with 1 more turn left at 2 life. That's pretty awesome. Boarding in the cards I wasn't sure he should board in and having them make all the difference. Congratulations, Dan Paine, one more time. Thanks to TJ's and Tom Shea for putting on the event, this April Titanium Challenge. Thanks for everyone who showed up. Head Judge Gill and the newly minted level 1. Good job, guys. Good job to the top 8 competitors. Joe Horton, Tim Tonelli, Nick All In, Kevin Liu, Tom Davies, Ben Riley, Dan Paine, and Taylor Pratt. Check out this full playlist on YouTube, TJ's Titanium Series. Check out our Facebook page, Titanium Series. Post updates, constant updates, as well as scheduling and promotions and entries to drawings. Our last Titanium Plus, you could enter into drawing to win a free Arcbound Ravager Masterpiece. Just for liking it and pre-registering. So make sure you check us out there. Check us out Twitter, Snapchat, Titanium Series. We're on there posting pictures of the event. And congratulations, Dan Paine, the winner. I'm Zach Hall, and signing off from Milford, Massachusetts on April 2nd, 2017. Good night.